Hey Balance Nation, it's Dr. Anthony G. Beck, and I had to get on here unscheduled because, I had to do my, what are they meaning by this? Why are they putting this black square on everything today? All right, so in honor of this ridiculous new groupthink virtue signaling blackout Tuesday, okay? I'm going to talk about some things, and we're going to get into it. This discussion isn't going to be for the faint of heart. It'll probably get taken down by YouTube, but that's okay. I always keep backup copies, and I'll post it on other media things so you guys can see it. So let's get into it. Okay, so on this lovely Tuesday morning, I started my day like I normally do with my own personal time and made a cup of coffee and then, did my little routine in the morning and had a couple of patient calls, and then I proceeded to, check on social media like we all do. And lo and behold, there's this new thing. Whenever I see this change in your profile picture or on Instagram or different things like that, I'm going, what in the heck? So today is Tuesday, and supposedly there's this new thing called Blackout Tuesday, okay? And in case you guys haven't seen it, it looks a little something like this, okay? You just put up a black square. And what the thing is that today supposedly, as it's trending and being, spontaneously shared, is that you're supposed to do this as a show of solidarity and support for Black Lives Matter. Okay. Well, first of all, let me explain a couple of things to you guys in case you didn't know. Black Lives Matter is a racist organization, period. There's no question, okay? It's governed, controlled, and funded. This is, don't believe me, go look it up yourself, by George Soros and the leftist, socialist, communist, liberal, progressive cabal, period. All right, but here's the thing. Yesterday, I posted a video, and you could see that, of course, I got banned. I got deleted, okay? Or age restricted, I should say. Sorry, I got censored. I'm a little flustered because of what I got to share with you guys today. So, as you know, our community standards describe whatever. We don't allow YouTube or the racism and whatever was flagged to us for review. Upon review, we've determined that it may not be suitable for all viewers and placed a age restriction on. Okay, so that's censorship. Basically, probably because I said a cuss word like, bleep, bleep, and bleep. All right. So the good news is that it's good to, talk about these things, and they hit the algorithms and stuff. When you get enough traction, they'll tend to do that. But here's what I wanted to get into, guys, real quick. The reason why I did this video is because on Instagram, I posted, just like I did in Balance Nation, okay? I posted my reply, okay? And because I was just like, what in the world did all of this stuff just happen? And as you guys would probably see, what I did is I posted that Blackout Tuesday is a damn joke. It's racism cloaked to sanctimonious attempt to control others. Groupthink, patronizing, and virtue signaling achieves nothing but to reveal the followers and not the leaders. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about today, okay? So I posted that comment on probably, I cut and pasted. I did dozens of people that I follow on Instagram on my personal account, okay? Dr. Anthony G. Beck, Dr. Anthony G. Beck, at Dr. Anthony G. Beck, if you want to follow me over there. If you want to follow me on Balance Protocol, that's a different one, so at Balance Protocol. So my point is this, so I got a phone call, and I'm not going to share who called me because they're a person that's out there, and it was a very respectful call. So what he did was he called me and he said, Beck, I love you, right? And I respect what you do, and you've helped me out with his health and stuff. And this is a big guy, okay? This is a famous person, and out of respect for that relationship and stuff, I'm not going to share the name, Okay, won't even allude to it, but they are a huge voice out there in the area. They just so happen to be black. Okay, so at the end of the day, though, I absolutely love the individual, respect what he does, and when it comes to his health and his group and all the other kind of fun things like that. But here's the thing. So we had a great conversation, okay? And, just talked about stuff. And he knows that I'm not one of those individuals who is, cloaked under some other auspice, but is a closet racist, okay? Now, one of the biggest things, and I talked about this on the previous video that was censored by YouTube, is that I'm not uncomfortable at all talking about racism, and things like that. I'm not uncomfortable talking about any topic, and I'll talk to anybody. All right. If someone wants to interview me, I'll go on their show and talk to them. There's all kinds of people that I really don't respect and can't stand, but I'll have a discussion with them. Right. It's just the way it would do it. Okay. If ever I got invited on to, The View, I'd go and talk to those racist lunatics. Okay. Those sexist lunatics. Right? Because discussion needs to be able to happen. You can't silence things, okay? And you want people to be out in the open and say what they want to say. That's super important. Okay, so here's my point. One of the things that gets brought up a lot of times is if somebody isn't a particular race, that they don't understand the struggles, plights, and challenges of the other person's race, okay? That's preposterous. It's totally preposterous. And it's the same thing about other things that are used as division mechanisms, such as gender, right? And there's only two, by the way. The thing about that is there are tons, just thousands, and I've trained dozens of them, OBGYNs that don't have uteruses, that don't have vaginas, that don't have breasts. They're called men, and they're OBGYNs. And they don't have to own the equipment to understand the anatomy, the health, the functioning, and the process of women, menstrual cycles, and giving birth. People say, well, if you're not a woman, you really never understand giving birth. Okay? Well, you know what? Women, then if you're a man, you have no idea what it's like to get kicked in the testicles. Okay? I mean, who cares? Okay, now I've put on the electrodes, and had the fun to simulate it, but of course it's not the same. Well, of course it's not the same because it's on the outside and it's not inside. The uterus is a big muscle. But I don't need to experience birth to understand women, psychology, their health, or anything like that. And women, you don't have to have erections in order to understand what makes men do what they do, nor to have testicles to qualify to talk about men and their mental health and their physical health and their spiritual health. This is the crap that drives me nuts, okay? That you somehow have to be that person in order to experience or to talk about it. It's nonsense. That is a parroted falsehood, logical fallacy at its finest, okay? That is the mechanism of division. You see, one of the ways that people instill fear, remember it's the currency of control, fear is the currency of control, is they get you to not understand the other person. So here you have today a bunch of people clamoring about how angry they are and how they're disenfranchised and all that kind of stuff, but yet they're also saying, you don't understand them, you can't understand them. What in the world? Well, then of course it never gets anywhere, okay? And here's the deal. Just like all the other times before, history, data, and precedent, this will go by the wayside too. Okay, I'm telling you right now, in December of this year, you're not going to hear squat about the stuff that's in the news cycle and on the media right now. You're not going to hear about George Floyd's death. You're not going to hear about all this stuff. It only comes up when it's useful. Nothing changes. Let me tell you why it doesn't change. Because people don't do bullshit about it. Okay? Let me give you an example of an amazing man, an intelligent man, okay, who's doing something about it. And I'm going to show you what he's doing about it, okay? And you guys should follow this guy on Instagram, okay? Okay, his name is Maj Tour. Okay? Now, you can notice his race if you'd like to, but I'm going to look to show you a man who's doing what he's doing. Okay? Now, he's a little rough around the edges, use different stuff, but that's fantastic. He has a movement called Black Guns Matter. I love it because I own a lot of black guns. Okay? I just bought 2 recently. So here's the deal. Okay? You can get to his shtick on your own, but I can tell you some things. Let me show you what he's doing. In the midst of all this rioting and craziness, you see what he's doing here? He's out there doing something. He's teaching people in the black community how to responsibly own, work, possess, carry, and actuate firearms. That's it. Okay? That's what you do. Okay? That's out there doing something. He's calling out the destruction, but yet he's out there in the midst of these crowds going, hey, you want to learn about guns? Now, as you can see, in case for some of you guys that don't know, when you see a red slide like that or a blue gun, those are training guns. They're not actual real operating firearms, but they have the mechanisms very much like them. They do not even hold rounds, okay? Bullets, cartridges, whatever you want to call it. He's out there teaching the black community, don't you dare let people disarm you. Hell no. Name the party who wants to disarm the world, the United States particularly. Go ahead, I'll wait. It's the Democrats, the same ones who founded the KKK, okay? The same ones who race bait, who identity politics. They're the ones that want to disarm the populace, specifically the black community, okay? That's their agenda. They're crystal clear about it. Why anybody would ever allow themselves to not own firearms is beyond me. It is the great equalizer. Every single people who have been conquered did not have arms, okay? This is why you see the bullshit that's going on in Canada and Australia and all those other places, because the citizens were disarmed. That is the mechanism of socialism, which will always, and the goal is to lead to communism. You have to disarm the citizenry. So this is what you do. You go into the communities and you teach them. That's what you do, how to protect yourself, okay? That's how it works. Okay, plain and simple. So that's a solution, because as the title of this, I want to give you solutions. Okay, here's another solution. Okay, as I posted on Instagram, okay, if you're following my Instagram feed, okay, this is what I posted. I posted, this is a police problem, not a racism problem. Why is that? Okay, well, look, here's the point. Okay. 1 guy was white, 3 others were not white. 1 was actually considered black. Okay? So, you have a situation where everything that we're seeing supposedly right now is due to the fact that a white cop killed a black man. Okay? I covered this in the previous video. No, a rotten, vile police officer killed a citizen. That's what happened. What we don't see on this photo right here, this legendary one over here in the top left-hand corner, is just the grab of the white guy. Did you not know that this Asian guy right here, who, as I understand it, just so happens to be the white guy's sister's husband, okay? The other dudes were on and kneeling on George Floyd also. Okay, so the white guy had his knee in George Floyd's neck, okay? The black and Hispanic guys had it on his, the white guy had it on his neck, the black guy had it on his back, and the Hispanic guy had it down in his lower back. But you don't hear that, okay? So 75% of the men who murdered George Floyd were not white. Holy crap. This is a police problem, not a racism problem, okay? You're not going to convince me that it is systemically racism. It is systemically bad cops. That's what it is. Okay? Now, what you guys probably have never heard of in these terms is something called qualified immunity. If you want to go look this up, because like I said, don't believe me, go do your own research. This is Cornell Law School, big fancy pants, liberal law school, okay? But this is what qualified immunity is. It's a type of legal immunity. Qualified immunity balances two important interests: the need to hold public officials accountable when they exercise power irresponsibly, and the need to shield officials from harassment, distraction, and liability when they perform their duties reasonably. Okay? So let me tell you what this is in layman's terms. Go read this. Go read the case law of where it comes from. This is how you understand law and legalese, is you got to go look at the precedents. Okay? This is it. It's real simple. Google it. Duck, duck, go it. Bing it. Onion it. Whatever you want to do. You can find it. Okay? Qualified immunity is very similar to vaccine courts. What they did is vaccine manufacturers who make trillions of dollars you have no legal recourse if they damage you. They made a special kangaroo court to hear the cases of people who have been vaccine injured. Okay? That's what it is. It's not even in the same legal system. It's not even the same court system. A lot of people don't know that. Okay? You can't sue for damages of these things that they're trying to make mandatory to stick into you, okay? Which is why we can beat that, by the way. Qualified immunity is the law information policy, okay, that protects law enforcement officers from litigation, okay, that allows them to. Matter of fact, let me give you another example. The other thing that's wrong is have you ever gotten a speeding ticket? You go to court and they automatically, it's not innocent until proven guilty. See, because the cop can't prove you guilty unless they have it on video or some type of documented evidence. You go to court and it's their word versus yours. The court is going to by default believe them. So you are guilty going into court for a traffic infraction. Okay? You're guilty until proven innocent. That's how that works. Okay? So there's all kinds of places where law screws the citizen. Remember, cops, law enforcement officers, they are the officers to enforce the laws, okay, as they see fit at the time. Go look in your local district for your city, in your county, and even in your state for state patrol, and look how long the training is for them in the police or law enforcement academy. Oftentimes, it's about 6 months. That's it. To be a barber, you have to go to school for 2 years. Okay? To be a teacher, years and years. Oh no. But if you want to be a jackbooted thug, you can go into the law enforcement field with just a few months of training. Okay? That is the systemic problem, okay? So further back on the conversations of what I was having earlier with the individual who called me was along the same lines as, if I'm not your race, I can't understand. There's this narrative out there of things like driving while black, okay? And you get pulled over because of how you look. Oh, I agree completely that happens. Is it racist? It absolutely is racist, okay? But it's not being taught. It's being allowed. It's being tolerated, okay? They have to be taught and held accountable that they can't do that. Cops have to have a justifiable reason to pull you over, or the stop is illegal, okay? It's not lawful. I have been pulled over, okay, because of my color. That's a fact, hand to God. Any story I tell you guys, may the maker judge me, okay? I grew up in the dirty South. I'm from North Carolina. I grew up in Robeson County, okay? I went to a junior high school and grade school that I was the minority, and that's another term I can't stand, okay? It's a racist term as far as I'm concerned. The bottom line is this: I was the minority. I have been beat up because I mean like physically. I've had guns pulled on me, shotguns pointed at my head, my hair pulled out. I've been hit in the back of the head by an ashtray in an arcade. Some of you guys are, might be too young to know what an arcade is. All because I was white. How do I know? Because they said racial epithets. White boy, cracker, all that kind of stuff. That's how they said it. Now, do I hold people of a different color than me responsible for those jackasses? No. Why? Because I was raised right. Because my mom and my dad didn't tolerate that crap. Okay? I've been pulled over by police officers. One was probably a year and a half ago by a black police officer. And he actually wanted me to do a sobriety test. And this is the middle of the damn day. This is like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay? I did because I was stone cold sober, of course, and there's some other things in that. But anyways, okay? I have been attacked by police officers that were off duty. I was working, and my brother and I were working at a gym, and a cop literally assaulted us, smacked the lenses off my brother's face. He calls me, I go in there, and we had to drop the fool. We absolutely did. My brother busted his knee, and he was laying on the ground, and the dude was every bit of 280 pounds, 6'2", okay? Cops were called. They didn't care about us being all whatever. They went straight to the officer, as I could understand, because, that was it. But you know what we got? We got phone calls from other police officers that said, thank you for taking that dude out. Okay? He's racist, and he's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's abusive, and all the other kind of things. Okay? So I've been in that experience. So I've been pulled over, and I rolled the windows down to go, oh, never mind, we mistook you for somebody else, because I was rolling in a 5 Series BMW with really dark tint. Okay? So I know what it's like to get pulled over mistakenly just because of your vehicle. Okay? Black officer. Okay? A year ago, this last Labor Day, I had people who worked for my community who don't like me call the police on me in my own neighborhood. And I know I'm going to have some friends, Becca, why are you telling and sharing all this stuff? Because I'm authentic, damn it. That's why. And I want you guys to know that I've experienced it myself my entire life. They called the cops. Guess what I had? I had a cop call me on my phone and demand that I come out and talk to him. And I said, no, I don't answer questions. I'm not talking to the cops. And he was like, sir, I'm going to come by. So what did I do? Well, the thing was, I said, no, with all due respect, okay? Blue lives matter. This is not a me disrespecting the cops thing. I appreciate those of you who keep your oath to the Constitution. And this was on a Memorial Day a year ago, by the way. And I said, here's the thing. I'm not going to talk to you. The cop hangs up on me. Okay? Because I asked, well, what's your name and your badge number? So what I do? Beep, boop, boop. I dialed 911. No, actually, I didn't dial 911. I actually dialed the non-emergency number. So I called the non-emergency number, okay, for Orange County in Florida. And I said, hey, listen, I have an officer who just called me, and I told the story and hung on. I said, I don't want any contact with them. I called on a line that I knew would be recorded anyways. They waved off. Okay, so the reason why I share that story with you is because I didn't know who the officer was or what color or anything like that. And he wasn't doing it because I was white, but they just so happened to be non-white officers, deputies for the county. I did a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act request, and I demanded and requested their body cam footage for when they came to the scene. I don't know, did you guys know you could do that? Anytime any officer, they're all public servants, pull you over or you have any encounter, always ask and confirm that their body cam is on. Okay? First thing out of your mouth is, sir, I'd like to verify for my own protection, and would you please verify that your camera is on? I would prefer it to be on. That's it. Then I always let them know, well, I'm also video recording my body cam and my phone is on as well. But anyways, the point is you can always request any footage while any of these public servants, it's public record, are on duty. Okay? Sometimes they can redact them if they're in part of an ongoing investigation, and that works. Then you just have to wait to the statute of limitations, which I had to do for a year because they gave me the redacted versions of it, but now I'm getting the ones that are unredacted. Okay? Here's my point. I've had the experiences too. Okay? I don't have a legal, I don't have an arrest record and stuff like that. Okay? But I've had countless encounters in my life because of my race. But I understand the context of it. The problem is that you have people who are law enforcement officers who do not have proper training. They don't have proper psychological evaluations, screenings, ongoing training, and accountability. They have qualified immunity. Okay, they're not held accountable. If people are clamoring about police brutality, I agree with you, but don't even try to say that disproportionately blacks have more police brutality than whites. That is not true by a long shot. Okay, what you have to do is go to places that collect that data, just like in hospitals. They have to report deaths, illnesses, diagnoses, causes of death. In law enforcement, they have to do that paperwork and report those things as well. So you gotta go not to Vox, not to The Guardian, not to Snoops or Snopes or however the hell you say it, okay? You have to go to clearinghouses for databases, okay? And do your own research, okay? At the end of the day, we are humans. These god dang black squares are virtue signaling. It's groupthink. Shut up. Stop freaking putting these things on and showing anybody for a day that you support whatever is blowing in and out. You're not impressing anybody, okay? You are just group thinking, and it is racism and thing. Listen, here's the problem with it. We use terms like black and white to describe race. You know what? Do you know what a hex code is? Do you know what a hex code is? Let me see if I can show you guys something here real quick, okay? Here's a fun little thing. All right, so here's the deal. Let me show you this, okay? We'll go to my Facebook page, okay? Oh, you can't see it because it's blocked out. Maybe you can, can't. Okay, I have a little app in my Chrome browser. It's this little color picker, okay? You can pick a color from a page, okay? So what I do is I come over here and I do my little color picker and I go, blook, okay? And that's the hex code for black, okay? Bloom. See it up there? FFF, FFF. Now here's what I want you to do, okay? Color pick anybody who claims to be black and you tell me if that hex code comes up. Because remember, the programs, the digital stuff, it's not racist. It doesn't know what color you're clicking. And you know what you're going to find? Ain't nobody black, okay? So let's go to my picture. Let me color pick and let's do this. Let's see if I'm white. Okay, I'm gonna color pick. Okay, boom. And I'm gonna go to my little face over here and I'm gonna pick that code. Okay. Guess what? It's not white. I'm not white either. So here's my problem. A black square. See, this shirt might look black on camera, but it's dark blue. It's racist as hell to put up a black square. Ain't nobody black, so don't put up something black and think that it matters or it matches the person, okay? It's the same thing as talking about minority or non-minority. That's highly contextual. My whole life I grew up a minority. I was the minority. You can see I'm heated about this just like everybody else is, but let me tell you some solutions, okay? Don't virtue signal. Don't put up a damn thing like that. Okay? Don't go call your black friends and say, hey, listen, I support you. Do something. Get out of your damn house. Get from behind your phone and your computer and go do like Maj Tour does and teach people how to protect themselves. Buy one of his t-shirts that says, you know, F fascism. Okay? F communism. Right? That's what you need to do. Media, most deceptive evil in America. It's true. Okay? So is this white guy right here, you know, is he racist too? You see what I'm saying? It's the most ridiculous thing ever. So speaking of, this is one of the cool things he did a thing about with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That's what is missing is leadership. Leadership. That's what we need. Leadership is not posting on Instagram. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, show you something. Okay, this is the thing, the stuff that kind of pisses me off. All right. So all I do is I'm going to go here straight to, my feed. Okay. And look at all these black squares. Okay. Stupid as hell. Every one of you guys, and if you're one of my friends that you did it, you're stupid as hell. And you're playing into the stupid crap. Okay. It's unbelievable to me. You see what I'm saying? I mean, what a crock of shit. I mean, I'm absolutely ticked. So I guess I'm going to have to flag this conversation for whatever. And then here's one modified with the heart in it. Okay? That one's kind of funny. Exactly. Typical liberals. Candace Owens, she's brilliant. Of course, she's black. She's got a great book out called Blackout. You guys should go buy the book. Okay? Phenomenal. She breaks down all those myths, okay, about disproportionate stuff. She gets into the real deal and talks about fatherless homes, abortions, and poverty, and government assistance, and how they created the disenfranchisement of the black community by design and on purpose. All the mechanisms are there. Okay? Okay, I like this one from Red Pill. Democracy dies in darkness, be the light. Yeah, exactly. Okay? So look at all these stupid things, right? It drives me absolutely nuts that one by one, all these people. Here's some leadership for you. This is what you do. Check out this one.
Bitch, don't give no group of black men no credit. Don't do nothing, all right? Push the fuck up. Go home. Why would you give that to them? They're going to get in trouble. You stupid.
Okay, so that's what you do. You get out there, and any of these fascist, racist, Antifa people, you hold them accountable. Okay, so this was a black woman yelling at a car full of white folks. I'm going to start using her language. See how inflammatory it is? Said, don't be handing out bricks to black people. That's what she said. Of course, exactly. Do something. What's with all these bricks being delivered everywhere? Why aren't you showing that? Don't do blackout. Fill the entire social media with pictures of bricks being delivered to these riot areas. Okay? I mean, Lily, there's Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Mr. Anti-Vax. What a joke. I mean, it's shame just because there's other people that you respect that are doing it. I don't respect this part of it at all. It's a joke, one by one. Look at this group thing. This changes nothing. It changes, and then you got the different adjustments and stuff, okay? I mean, literally after I'm done, I'm unfollowing every single one of these people. Deanna Minich, right? She's a niche picker, right? And the thing is, she's, as far as from my opinion, upon discovery and belief, she's part of the cabal of the IFM anyways, Institute for Functional Medicine, okay? They're all socialists. I don't know if you knew that. Go look, okay? That's my particular opinion. I could be wrong. Decide for yourself. But based upon what I've seen, there's tons of it. Just like Mark Hyman, just like Josh Axe, just like Jeffrey Bland, all those people. Gundry, right? It's unbelievable. Okay, so let me show you something, okay? And this is the other stuff that really chaps my rump, and I'm going to show you, because I'm going to show you live and direct. Okay? Okay, let's see here. Where's one? Okay, here's another one, and I've mentioned him before. Upon my own personal discovery and belief, okay, I find Dr. Josh Axe to be a terrible example of leadership and health information. This is my opinion, okay? I'm not seeking to, defame him or anything like that. I'm telling you based on my personal experience, okay? So you see this, my heart breaks for the family of George Floyd, blah, 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 blah. And then he starts quoting the Bible and scriptures and stuff like that, okay? And then everybody's like, thank you for your leadership. Of course, there's my comment. Groupthink is patronizing or a groupthink patronizing, virtue signaling achieves nothing, right? And then these people talking about who are the leaders and stuff. Listen, posting on Instagram, that don't make you no damn leader. Get out in the community makes you a leader. Okay? Protest, not riot. That makes you a leader. I was at an event where Josh Axe from the stage told everybody that back in the day when he did his radio show, he didn't know what he was talking about. So he had the producer ask the people who called in what their question was, and he Googled it before he got on the call and then answered it that way. And after a while, you just, you learn as you go. And that's what you should do too, basically. Quoting scripture and stuff and trying to posture like you're some kind of, virtuous person. You may be, but based upon what I'm seeing here, my own experience and belief, okay, I find you to be an absolute phony who lacks integrity. So here's the deal. Doesn't surprise me that he's putting up a thing. There's tons of them, right? The nutrition facts guy, everybody should eat vegan. He's doing it. I mean, one by one, they're all following this stuff. These people are my world and scope, okay? I'm disgusted by it because they've never opened their mouths before. Why did it take a murder, okay, by 4 police officers of one man randomly that all of a sudden you now care? When this is all done, you ain't never going to see them doing like, they're not going to get out there and feed the homeless. They're not going to house a black person who lost, everything. They're not going to do any of that crap. Hell, even the Hollywood who are offering to bail out people and pay for the rioters and stuff like that. Screw bail them out. How about you educate them? Pay for them to go to school. Let them live in your house. You ain't doing that, are you? You ain't leading, okay? I'm utterly disgusted, okay? So the solution is to not be silent. Use this opportunity unrelentingly to speak out against poor, systemic, bad law enforcement officers who are operating under qualified immunity, okay? The blue shield that you don't rat on your fellow officers. That's baloney, okay? So the upshot is we should also take a look at what this is all stemming from. So I'm going to invoke a little MLK and let you see what he says about these riots and stuff. This is on 60 Minutes.
I will never change in my basic idea that nonviolence is the most potent weapon available to the Negro in his struggle for freedom and justice. I think for the Negro to turn to violence would be both impractical and immoral.
That's the solution. That's a message. Don't riot, burn, steal, loot, pillage, assault, and kill other people, and then expect people to say Black Lives Matter. To expect that, hey, listen, look at my plight. That's not how you do it. Okay? That'd be like a guy going around and raping women and saying, oh, it's because my wife doesn't love me and she cheated on me. Rape has nothing to do with being horny. Nothing. It's vile. It's evil. Okay? You don't go justifying other bad behavior to justify what your plight is. It's a crock of crap, and I'm not buying into it, okay? Easy for you to say, you're white. No, I'm not. Color picker on this skin and tell me where I'm at, okay? I'm actually descended from a slave. How do you like that? Direct descendant. Do I need to bust out my ancestry tree and show you guys? Okay, and guess what? My slave ancestor was white. You know why he was put into slavery? For rebelling against the government. The Jacobite rebellion. He was shackled to a ship called the Susanna and shipped over to South Carolina and sold into slavery. He later on married Corntassel, who was a princess in the Cherokee nation. Well, didn't become the Cherokee nation because he was the purveyor of the Cherokee nation. So I am descended from a white slave who married a Native American. I've done my genealogy. I know who I'm from. I know where I came from. I know where I grew up from. And here's the other fun irony about that. My wife, she's from the ancestry of the people who discovered gold in Dahlonega, Georgia, which is gold in Cherokee. Her ancestors were the ones who discovered gold, which is why the United States came in and kicked out my relatives to the Trail of Tears so they could take the gold. So how ironic is that? Okay, I know that because I've done my history. I've done my research. I know who I am, where I come from, and what I believe. Here's the bottom line. The vast majority of people are all blacks, and this all goes back to slavery and that. You don't even know who your damn grandma's dad was. You can't. Good Lord. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. People are taught to be victims, not taught solutions. Okay? I don't sit there and go, oh, you know, I don't trust cops, and this, that, and the other. They've cost me tens of thousands of dollars, to defend myself and da-da-da-da. They have. But guess what? Now what I do is I say, listen, guys, let me teach you something. Always wear a body cam. Okay? Learn to own and operate and legally carry firearms and get somebody else to do it. When people are all pissed at the NRA, what did I do? I said, tell you what, I will pay for your NRA memberships. Okay? And I did for a few people who took me up on it. Okay? What you do is you have to protest peacefully. When this stuff is done, where are the protests to get our legislators, our elected officials, to create laws, that get rid of qualified or immunity, or at least adjust it? That's what you want to do, okay? Let's go back to what Martin Luther King was saying, and here's some more, because this is important.
There is an increasingly vocal minority who disagreed totally with your tactics, Dr. King.
There's no doubt about that. I will agree that there is a group in the Negro community advocating violence now. I happen to feel that this group represents a numerical minority. Surveys have revealed this. The vast majority of Negroes still feel that the best way to deal with the dilemma that we face in this country is through nonviolent resistance.
And that's it. That's the wisdom. That's the leadership. You cannot fix this by posting little black squares on social media when it becomes convenient. You must protest peacefully, non-violently. Okay? I can't fix the black community. I'm not even pretending to. Okay? But I know what's right and I know what is wrong. Okay? I know what leadership is and what leadership is not. Okay? The bottom line here is they have all the power in the world. Okay? I don't believe in no superior race. I know people who are not my skin color. I'm related to them, love them, cherish them, and them to me, that are smarter than me, more wealthier than I am, better looking than me, all those things, which always isn't hard to do, okay? Jeez Louise, they're more pious than me. There's all kinds of things that are better than me. It has nothing to do with skin color. The people who keep mentioning skin color, they are the racists. God almighty, they're the racists. The people who say anything, they start saying minority or things like that, or all those monikers. That is racism. You're expecting, looking for, and supporting different treatment for someone else based upon their color or their race. It's ridiculous. And I know I'm going to get you a lot of flack with this, but that's fine. My shoulders are broad and my skin is thick, even though it's supple. Okay? But at the end of the day, you're not going to faze me because you're not going to change that part of it because I'm educated. Okay? The bottom line here is what we're seeing now in violence is racism, period. Okay? Go back to King.
And I don't think this vocal group will be able to make a real dent in the Negro community in terms of swaying 22 million Negroes to this particular point of view. And
boom. That was as true back in 1966 as it is right now. These loud, boisterous, looting, rioting people are not going to convince other people. They're the squeaky wheel that's getting the grease now. They are the angry mob. Okay? But here's what I believe. I believe inherently everyone is a child of God. We have built into us the light of Christ. We have the ability to overcome and see other people. We are also a byproduct of our environment, our lifestyle, our mindset, and our nutrition. And that's where the solutions reside. Okay? You've got like the sheriff down in Houston. You guys see that video of that guy talking about my people and we're here to stay? And he even tried to outdo the victimhood by claiming it's Hispanics in with it. It's unbelievable. That is the identity politic. Identity politics is exactly that. Politics based upon an identity. And that's where the sapping of our soul comes from as a country, is those type of narratives. Okay? Holy crap. If I would leave a county, I can tell you that right now. Here in Orange County, Florida, we have a terrible Democrat-run area. It's awful. It's totally awful. Now, just south of us in Polk County, you know what the sheriff said? Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. Polk County. Let me see if it's on the top. Basically, what he said is he encouraged people in the county, Sheriff Grady Judd, okay? Let me see if I can pull this one up.
Day trader, you know one good day is not enough.
Sorry,
You need
guys.
consistent
Yeah,
profit.
I'm logged in, not on my
But
premium.
we have received information in social media that some of the criminals were going to take their criminal conduct into the neighborhoods. I would tell them, if you value your life, you probably shouldn't do that in Polk County, because the people of Polk County like guns. They have guns. I encourage them to own guns, and they're going to be in their homes tonight with their guns loaded. And if you try to break into their homes to steal, to set fires, I'm highly recommending they blow you back out of the house with their guns.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Now, people are going to go, yeah, white sheriff. Okay? Oh, really? Okay, well, what about his black deputies and colleagues? What about that? What about his deputies that aren't white, that are standing there with him? That's the message. Okay? So here's my point. There's a ton of people that realize that you have to be nonviolent. You can't do these things. Now, people say, well, Beck, don't you think that these black squares on social media are nonviolent ways of protest? Sure. Okay. But then now they become disqualified because they're just virtue signaling. It's empty. It's an empty thing. Go look at these people's feeds. Dave Asprey, all of them, they're all chronic virtue signaling, phony baloney. It's unbelievable to me. Okay? It's absolutely nonsense that they're going to do nothing about these things. They don't have any skin in the game, nor are they going to go put skin in the game. Okay? So again, back to some solutions. Don't buy in and don't play into identity politics. Stop it. Okay? What you want to do is you want to stand up to the ideologies and the political people and vote them out that want to degrade, rob, and keep in poverty these people that you're trying to virtue signal about. Okay? Democrat agenda and platform is a freedom-stealing ideology. The Democrat Party has been, this is not the Democrats, of JFK, okay? These are the Democrats of the radical left socialist communist people, the Bernie Sanders, okay? Those people, that's what they want to do. They want to disarm the black populace. They want black fathers out of the home. They want black people on federal assistance, okay? They want black mothers to abort their babies, okay? They want to hypersexualize the thing and glorify drugs and gangs and, money and all that stuff. It's crystal clear, okay? So my opinion is my opinion, okay? My heart is one filled with love, appreciation, and compassion, okay? I'm not going to list all, and in this moment, I'm not going to list all the things that I do, okay? But know this, I do pro bono care, okay? I give back, I work, okay? Now, I don't go down to communities and do those kind of things. My point is I don't think a bunch of white folks should be going and doing that either. But what I'm saying is the black community needs to heal the black community. They need leadership, okay? You have people out there that are voices for it, okay? Plain and doggone simple. Thomas Sowell, man, is that guy smart. Unbelievably amazing. Matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys all these people. I want you to look at them on their Instagrams, okay? See if I can find them here for you guys. See where he's at. Sorry, this is an impromptu, guys. I know it's just dead air. But anyways, Thomas Sowell, he's on there. Candace Owens is on there. There's just a lot of awesome leaders in the black community. Okay, you're not seeing them doing that dumb crap. Not at all. It's the most unbelievable thing ever, right? You see the race baiters and all these people following the line and that kind of crap. Now listen, to those of my friends who are probably, oh shit, okay, Beck's cursing a lot on this video. It's because YouTube, if you're going to block mine and make it not, user friendly under 18, fine. Well, then I'm going to show you how imperfect I am and use some colorful language when I get a little passionate about things. The thing is that if you did it, okay, fine. But listen, wise up, stop it. You're not accountable to me. You guys can do what you want to do, but think about what you're doing when you buy into that stuff. Any of these little background image changes and stuff like, hashtag stay at home, and you bought into the COVID-19 crap, mask up, or all those different little things that people change in their little photos and stuff. I don't do any of that nonsense because you're not proving anything, okay? I'd much rather see, your avocado spread on your avocado toast, okay? I'd rather see your little green kale smoothie. Jesus, you guys ever notice I don't do stuff like that? I might show you some nice, seared Wagyu picanha. But, we share our lives. Do what you want to do when it comes to that stuff, okay? But the bottom line here is, okay, racism is not a one-lane highway, okay? It's racism, okay? That's what it is. It's all races will have people do stupid crap within them. That's it, okay? What you need to do is not try to feel guilty or buy into the narratives or support the victim mentality, okay? Check this one out. See, Maj Tour just posted this one. What? Blackout? Oh, you must be about a 300 blackout. That's a round, by the way. 300 blackout. It's a very powerful, cartridge. Bring that goofy blank my way. Okay? The only blackout we acknowledge is, see, this is brilliant. Okay? So just like Dr. Martin Luther King said, okay, the upshot is there's a lot of people. These squeaky wheels are getting the grease right now. Okay? And that's all this. But this is going to go away. Absolutely. And then it's so funny too because, I'll post stuff just like anybody else does. And then here's another one on that note. Okay. This is one that really disturbed me. The Informed Mama 2009. I don't know if you guys know about her or whatever. Okay. Posted this, dear rioters, this is a 5G tower. And then there was a little flame symbol to it. Okay. That didn't trigger me, but it's upsetting. I'm like, shame on you. Okay. Listen. I am vehemently opposed to 5G also. It's terrible. It's heinous. It's going to cause harm to people. But I don't advocate burning down the 5G towers. I don't even think you should joke about it. Just like you shouldn't joke about George Floyd being choked out and killed, murdered by those 4 cops. Okay? You have to have a certain respect and reverence. I get comedy and sarcasm. Okay? But here's the thing. That's not productive. No, don't go burning down the 5G towers. Okay? If you do, you warrant being met with deadly force. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Okay? Plain and simple. If I saw some arsons doing something like that, you know what I'd do? I would get out and I would hold them at gunpoint till I had to call law enforcement to come and do their correct job. Now, when they got there, I'd have to go through all that stress and and whatever, because here I am holding a firearm and a person at gunpoint. And that's exactly what I would do. Okay? I'm not going to stand idly by and let crap go down. I'm not going to do that. That's me. I don't expect you to do that. But the bottom line is then don't go doing that stuff. Okay? So then here's what's funny about this. This is the stuff that kills me. Okay? You always got to see it. So this Alyssa Knowles didn't like my comment, so she begins to berate me. So of course I click on her Instagram account and I go, yeah, okay. Yeah, right? So I really do need this person here to lecture me, okay, and for self-explanatory, okay? I mean, yeah, like that really bothers me in the least that you, anyways. Don't advocate burning things down like 5G towers, okay? Just like don't advocate burning cities and communities and stuff down. It takes our position away. It absolutely does. You cannot be duplicitous, Okay, you cannot serve two masters like that. Okay, God or the devil, bottom line. Okay, now you guys not might believe stuff. I get it. I'm a Christian. I've made it perfectly clear. I'm going to use those examples. If you don't like it, whatever you want to call it, your universe or whatever. Okay, the bottom line here is this. Racism and identity politics has got a chokehold on the country yet again. It goes away and it comes back. Well, they kind of keep it persistent. Balanced Nation, don't fall for it. Okay? When I say be the light, I'm not referring to the opposite or to be white. I mean, no matter what you do, people are going to go, oh, that's a dog whistle. Well, so you're calling everybody dogs? You're calling me a dog? I know some dogs that are freaking more smarter and more loving than I am. The bottom line here is this. Don't be that stuff. Don't buy into it. Keep showing the narrative, okay? What you got to do is you got to take a look and see things clearly. Don't just accept the narrative of what the media is doing is where I'm getting at, okay? Everybody has their struggles and woes, okay? The message should be because they're like, well, I have to have the conversation with my black kids of how to deal with cops. See, you're teaching them and you project them that they need to be thinking that sometime in their life they're going to be targeted because of their color by law enforcement. So you know what happens? It manifests. Look up morphic resonance, for crying out loud. That's the crap that is being taught to kids. It's learned racism. That's where it's being perpetuated. Okay? When people teach that it's going to happen and to be fearful of it, that perpetuates the false narrative. Okay? That would be like saying, hey, listen, honey, I've got 3 daughters. You got to be careful because one day you're going to be raped. No, I say, listen, there's a thing out there called rape. Here's what you do to avoid it. Here's how you learn to defend yourself. Here's how you know how to avoid it, not be in those situations. And if you do, here's the firearms or edged weapons that you need to be able to protect yourself. Okay? Absolutely. My daughter was bullied by a black girl in private school, no less. Okay? Because of her color. And you know what she did? She came home, she told me, and I taught her how to punch. Happened again. Blam! Bloodied her teacher's daughter's nose, who was the bully. Never happened again. Okay? Now, if you're met with violence, you should respond with violence. Okay? If you want nonviolent change, act with nonviolence. Okay? That's a simple message. That's really how it is. Okay? So, go after policing. That's what you have to do, guys. They need to change the selection process, the education qualifications, and the retraining of people who are law enforcement officers and hold them strictly accountable. When 4 of them get together in the performance of their duties, whether you think it was planned or not, I understand the different conspiratory things. I love entertaining the ideas too. It's interesting just to critically think, okay? But they made a mistake. It was wrongdoing, and they should pay with their lives for it. That's it. It's that simple. Simple, simple, simple stuff, okay? One of the other things I wanted to show you guys before I get off of here and start going through some of the questions, and I know some of you guys are going to be pissed, you don't like my comments, I don't care. You know what I'm talking about? At the end of the day, I don't want to be in an echo chamber. You can disagree with me, but here's what I got. I always go on history, data, and precedent. My history, my data, my precedent, and my own research. I don't go by social media, blog posts, article content writers, Snopes and Vox and CNN and all that kind of crap, or even Fox, for crying out loud. Fox is so full of crap, it's unbelievable, the narrative. They're just as bad for promoting this same stupid crap. You know what I mean? You know why? Because they're all owned by the same Zionists who control all that media, Operation Mockingbird anyways. Okay? That's a fact. So my thing is this. Gosh, it just more and more pops up in the feed. Look at these idiots. Okay? I'll just pick her, Dr. Mariza. I don't know who the hell she is, but look. Okay? Oh, look, I'm associated. Justice for George. You don't need to be whatever. Okay, oh, but here's, okay. Show me anywhere else where it ever had to do any of that stuff before. So obviously essential oils are her niche. And I'm not picking on her, just random. Okay? Okay? Give me a break. I mean, come on. You know? What a joke. To me, this is so empty and ridiculous. I mean, I could just literally just go through, anybody who posts this crap, on my on my post. Let's see another one. Oh, look at Richard Branson. Oh my God. You know, a white billionaire, okay, with his little black square. Like he's ever going to do any damn thing, Sir Richard Branson, right? Give me a break, right? Gosh, he's another socialist. It's unbelievable, right? Jeez Louise. Like anything about, oh my God, this is the stuff that just turns your stomach. And so the point is this. There's better ways of doing it. Don't be silenced. Don't buy into these social, I mean, that's my thing. I'm not telling you what to do when I'm saying don't or do something. It's just my opinion, okay? My whole thing is I'm an equal opportunity criticizer. And you guys feel free to criticize me too, okay? It's not a matter of don't judge. I've said it before. It's judge not for how ye judge, ye shall be judged also. So judge away, okay? And I appreciate all you guys who do send me the direct messages and the comments of love and support and all that kind of stuff. It fuels me. It helps me a lot because, you know, I'm just a female, you know, man also, okay? I'm not here selling you any dietary supplements or nothing, okay? I do this because I want to have another voice of reason that teaches you guys how to think and gives you some strategies on what you could and should do. I've showed you how to contact your legislators and encourage you to write letters. Okay, remember, they're all government servants. They're servants. They serve us. We're the bosses. Okay, vote them out. Okay, I love it when people come, they say vote them out. But then, of course, you know, the rapper the other day was on there talking and said, hey, you know, we need to vote in more progressive. No, you don't. See, they don't even know. So, but I agree with the message of vote. But the problem is most people don't go past social media, what's on their phone, their Instagram, or their Facebook or whatever. They just go whatever media they get to, they just take that on as opinion. This is why I say, guys, don't do that with what I'm saying. Go challenge me. Look it up for yourself. Look at both balanced views of it. But here's something that I do know. People who embrace being a victim will be a victim. If all you see before you is oppression and victimology, then you're going to be oppressed. The message should be you can do any damn thing you want. Okay? Don't break the law. Educate yourself. Learn entrepreneurial skills. Don't listen to the people who are mired in that stuff. Okay? And here's another one because somebody wanted me to show this the other day. I'm going to pull this one up. You guys have probably seen it. So what I'm going to do here is give me a second to look for it. Okay. Go here. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. This is the thing. I really believe that the left thinks the black community and blacks are stupid. They really do. They do not hold them in high regard. They don't. They're just pawns. They're absolutely just pawns. Okay? And the thing is just like, let me show you this one. Just like Martin Luther King Jr. was talking about, the ones that promote the violence, they're not going to convince the populace. Blacks are very smart. They're very educated. They're loving people just like any other people are. But you know what? Every population and every group and every sub thing and all these identity politics bullcrap have their bad players in them too. Okay? But this one was a great one. You guys have seen this one here?
Hey man, Chaziel Sons, and I haven't really been hitting nobody in the head. I've been doing.
Anyways, just go look this one up. You know, Chaziel Sons expose Democrats, Antifa, and Black Lives Matter. Okay, so in other words, they know, they absolutely know, but people, there's a lot of control and money to be had in telling the black community that they're victims. That's it. I mean, the conversation that I had today with that friend I mentioned at the beginning was great. Okay, and you know, at the end of the day, we might not agree, but the message is racism comes from identity politics. If you keep identifying and telling other people to identify you by your color, you are wanting and promoting racism and discrimination. Plain and simple. That's what it is. The solution is to educate yourself on what's really going on. Who has skin in the game? The narrative now is being spun that all these riots are being done by white supremacists. I don't know about you, but I've got 2 eyeballs and a brain, okay? I wasn't born yesterday, but I was actually, I was born again back in the day. But my point is this. You can see for yourself. It's the most ridiculous thing ever to claim that this is a big old psych ops by white supremacists kicking on. You out of your mind, right? This is all planned, okay? And at the end of the day, you can be fooled if you don't expand your view, okay? I don't have all the answers, but I do know this. Talking about the problem over and over and over and over, and the problem, the victim, the victim, the victim, the problem, the victim, that doesn't get anybody anywhere. You got to talk about solutions. Let's see the solutions now. What do you suggest? You say, vote. Do you tell people how to vote? Say, contact your legislature. Tell them how to contact their legislature. Okay? It's give them the skills to do it, not just talk about things. So that's my thoughts and my ramble on that, guys. I'm just disgusted by this stuff and all these people that just come in my feed and things like that. And it's just the absolute most pathetic thing ever. Like these people have ever cared, or like that this really matters to them. You care by doing something, taking action, okay? By getting involved and being a part of the solution, not hanging around other people talking about the problem. Going out and just talking about the problem doesn't happen. If you want to protest and march down to the government official offices and say, this is what we want. You don't just go, hey, we're pissed and we're tired of you messing with us and killing us and shooting us. What's the solution? You say, listen, you don't do this, you don't do this. We want laws that give us this and this, that, and the other. You tell them what to do. You got to give them a solution. Don't just keep talking about the problem. That's it in a nutshell, okay? Until then, you're just going to get more racism and identity politics and nothing changes, okay? That's what it is. All right, so let's go to these comments and see what everybody's saying. Oh, boy. Yeah, it's a stressful one, man. I tell you one thing. So, Sean just gives me the high five. That's wonderful. Anna says, you agree with me. Wonderful. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Trisha. I appreciate the comment. Steven, been there, bro. Exactly. Gina says, so glad you came on today. That's wonderful. Janice says, could not agree more. Okay, cool. Very good. All right. Hey, here's the thing, Balance Nation. I do this and I just share this opinion with you. Again, if you disagree with me, that's fine. Feel free to tell me that you disagree. It's okay. You know, I'm not censoring you that way. If you go off the rails and you act stupid, well then, you know, boom, I'm gonna block you. Boop, but to kick you out. Gotta go. Boop. Okay. But listen, you can disagree with me. But the minute that you engage in an argument with someone and you state that you notice their race and you comment upon that as a justification or counter as to why they're saying what they're saying, you are the racist. You are the racist piece of crap. And the bottom line is when you engage someone and talk about things, stick to the merits of the dialectic. What is the point? Stick to the point. Don't go, oh, well, you say that because you're this color. That's terrible. I mean, what an awful thing. Think about that for a second. If someone says you can't understand our plight because you're not black to me because you're white, then what if I said, well, you can't understand why I don't understand you because you're not white? See how that works? The bottom line is it doesn't matter. I understand it exists, but racism absolutely exists on all sides. I have known tons of black racists who absolutely hate whites and Hispanics. And I know Hispanics that absolutely hate whites and blacks. It's a fact. That's a flaw in a person's character. That's what you judge them on, is the content of their character, not the color of their skin. If you're engaging somebody, block the actual picture of the person, okay? I went and revealed to you some of these people who talk about me. I didn't care about what her color was. I cared the fact that she's showing her big old butt and her crotch and somehow trying to virtue signal and tell me how I'm doing or projecting. Give me a break. So that's there, okay? But if you're discussing things, practice that. Do that. Just put your finger over the person's thing and just look at the content of what the message is. And then debate and talk about that, okay? That's how it works. Okay, Balance Nation, I got other things to do. Just want to jump on here and cover that. We'll see if this is censored. Maybe if I adjust the settings on it because I used a couple of colorful words. Okay. Ooh, colorful words. What color? Well, you know, purple. I used some purple words today. I've used a couple of yellow. Jesus. The whole point is this: I'm not perfect and I don't have all the solutions, but I know this: I'm not going to be a part of the problem, and I'm not going to tell people they're victims and just because of their skin color that they should anticipate these bad things happen to them. I'm going to say, hey, listen, here's how you protect yourself. Here's how you avoid being in those situations. Here's how you conduct yourself when you're around law enforcement officers, because you don't know if you got a good one or a bad one. You just don't know. The great thing you have is called the United States Constitution. You have the law. You need to know how it applies to you. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Okay? That's your rights. Okay, so you know what? You shut the flip up. You don't cooperate, you don't talk, you don't answer questions. You be respectful, and that's that. Period. I told you guys what I would do. In the last video, they got censored by YouTube. Okay? If I thought George Floyd was being killed, you're killing him. He can't breathe. Why did that person stand there and just hold their phone and do nothing? I would have charged that police officer and knocked him off so George could get a breath of fresh air. Easy for you to say you weren't there. But I know me because I've trained it. Okay? I've thought about it. Okay? The bottom line is I would have been, and I'd have been shackled and taken off to jail for assaulting a police officer. Beck, you're saying, but fine. But that's different. I didn't say I'd take my gun out and shoot him. I just said I'd knock him off. You interrupt the pattern in the situation to save a person's life. That's what people need to do. I cannot believe the black community stands by and has that many people around while an officer is killing somebody. I don't care what color it is. You have to intervene and take your digs, but at least save the person's life, because it sure as hell ain't good enough to all talk about, you know, all this bad stuff that you hate about it, whatever, but you're cowards and you're sitting there with your dang little cell phones and you go to your little protests and stuff like that and rioting, but in the moment of truth, you stand there and you just film it. Screw that, you and your little black squares on your social media thing. Do something. That's what I say. Love you, Balance Nation. I'm out.